Today is October 28th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 8, Two Wives. We'll be reading the second half of page 104. Out of the 12 and 12, we'll continue tradition number 1 by reading the second half of page 130. And of course, we'll read today's 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this morning, my friends. Once again, we've been given a brand new set of 24 hours. We have a fresh start. We can right our wrongs. We can work the program to the best of our ability. And we can live a life of joy and freedom and sobriety. That is always a good thing. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. Alright, so if you recall from yesterday's reading, we had a little bit of an introduction here. And this chapter is written by wives, for wives, about alcoholics. So we are on the bottom paragraph of page 104. As wives of Alcoholics Anonymous, we would like you to feel that we understand as perhaps few can. We want to analyze mistakes that we have made. We want to leave you with the feeling that no situation is too difficult and no unhappiness too great to be overcome. We have traveled a rocky road. There is no mistake about that. We have had long rendezvous with hurt pride, frustration, self-pity, misunderstanding, and fear. These are not pleasant companions. We've been driven to maudlin sympathy, to bitter resentment. Some of us veered from extreme to extreme, ever hoping that one day our loved ones would be themselves once more. At the 12 and 12, we're on tradition number 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends upon AA unity. Page 130. Those who look closely soon have the key to this strange paradox. The AA member has to conform to the principles of recovery. His life actually depends upon obedience to spiritual principles. If he deviates too far, the penalty is sure and swift. He sickens and dies. At first, he goes along because he must, but later he discovers a way of life he really wants to live. Moreover, he finds he cannot keep this priceless gift unless he gives it away. Neither he nor anybody else can survive unless he carries the AA message. The moment this 12-step work forms a group, another discovery is made. That most individuals cannot recover unless there is a group. Realization dawns that he is but a small part of a great whole, and that no personal sacrifice is too great for preservation of the fellowship. He learns that the clamor of desires and ambitions within him must be silenced whenever these could damage the group. It becomes plain that the group must survive or the individual will not. So at the outset, how best to live and work together as groups became the prime question. In the world about us, we saw personalities destroying whole peoples. The struggle for wealth, power, and prestige was tearing humanity apart as never before. If strong people were stalemated in the search for peace and harmony, what was to become of our erratic band of alcoholics? As we had once struggled and prayed for individual recovery, just so earnestly did we commence the quest for the principles through which AA itself might survive. On anvils of experience, the structure of our society was hammered out. "24 hours a day, October 28th. AA thought for the day. What other rewards have come to me as a result of my new way of living? Each one of us can answer this question in many ways. My relationship with my spouse or partner is on an entirely new plane. The total selfishness is gone and more cooperation has taken its place. My home is a home again. Understanding has taken the place of misunderstanding, recriminations, bickering, and resentment. A new companionship has developed which bodes well for the future. There are homes where fires burn and there is bread, lamps are lit, and prayers are said. Though people falter through the dark and nations grope, with God Himself back of these little homes, we still can hope. Have I come home? Meditation for the day. We can bow to God's will in anticipation of the thing happening which will, in the long run, be the best for all concerned. It may not always seem the best thing at the present time, but we cannot see as far ahead as God can. We do not know how His plans are laid. We only need to believe that if we trust Him and accept whatever happens as His will in a spirit of faith, everything will work out for the best in the end. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may not ask to see the distant scene. I pray that one step may be enough for me. Daily Reflection, October 28th. An unbroken tradition. We conceive the survival and spread of Alcoholics Anonymous to be something of far greater importance than the weight we could collectively throw back of any other cause. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 177. How much it means to me that an unbroken tradition of more than half a century is the thread that connects me to Bill W. and Dr. Bob. How much more grounded I feel to be in a fellowship whose aims are constant and unflagging. I am grateful that the energies of AA have never been scattered, but focused instead on our members and on individual sobriety. My beliefs are what make me human. I am free to hold any opinion, but AA's purpose, so clearly stated 50 years ago, is for me to keep sober. That purpose has promoted round-the-clock meeting schedules in the thousands of intergroup and central service offices with their thousands of volunteers. Like the sun focused through a magnifying glass, AA's single vision has lit a fire of faith and sobriety in millions of hearts, including mine. Okay, guys, that concludes today's reading, and man, great stuff as always. I really like the 24 hours a day today. A lot of times, for me personally, I can relate to this where I think, man, what is God teaching me in this situation? Where I can't quite see ahead, and I can't really see the big picture. And lately, I've had a harder time with that. Lately, I've let some anxieties creep in, some insecurities creep in, and I've been really kind of drawing on my knees and going, what's going on here? Trying to work step 10, right? Trying to figure out what's going on, trying to take that personal inventory and figure out why I'm feeling this way. And even though I don't quite understand what might be going on in my life right now, I can still trust that He's in control. And that trust alone can give me peace. That, you know what, this is just a season. It may not always seem to be the best thing at the present time, but we cannot see far ahead as God can. We do not know how His plans are laid. We only need to believe that if we trust Him and accept whatever happens as His will in a spirit of faith, everything will work out for the best in the end. You know, sometimes these situations I'm in, they're just a season. And then after the fact, I'll look back and go, wow, okay, now I see. That old adage, you know, hindsight's 20/20, right? But that has certainly been the case in my life. Going all the way back to the days I was drinking. Why did I have to go through all that? Well, would I go back and change it all? Sure, I hated the fact that I hurt people. That's the part that always bothered me. But then I look at where I am today and how God has restored my marriage. I have a brand new faith, and I have a family in the fellowship and tools for living that help me to live a more honest and peaceful life. I would never discover these things or experience these things had I not made those mistakes back then. So I guess what I'm trying to get around to saying is, in these seasons where we don't know why we're going through what we're going through, for me, I need to trust that it's all going to work out and just keep clinging to my higher power and seeking His will for my life one step at a time. As the prayer of the day says, I pray that I may not ask to see the distant scene. I pray that one step may be enough for me. So with that, my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you all have a good one. If you are sober today, please know that you're a miracle. And also please know, if you're not sober today, you are a miracle as well, because you're alive and have the opportunity to change. And once again, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, or any other sect or denomination. I am just a friend in this life road of recovery, and I'm grateful that you're here with me today. And for giving another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.